Family, thanks for joining another episode of Black Gay Table Talk. I'm your host, Kenan, and for today's episode, I have the exciting pleasure of welcoming Tom Logan. Tom is the CEO and founder of Ebanman, and he came to spend some time with us and talk to us about what he has going on, introduce us, and give us what's happening with Ebanman and a new coffee table book that I think we all should be aware of. So, without further ado, Tom, how are you?
Hey, sir, how are you doing? Thank you so much. I feel so honored to partake and actually be a part of this. I really appreciate it. Anytime someone reaches out to want me to partake in their podcast or some type of interview, I'm honored. Thank you. Thank you so much again. I really appreciate this. Thank you.
Of course. Yes, you're this is my pleasure. I mean, you have some exciting things that you've done and some exciting things on the way too. So, I feel like we need to know, the community needs to know what's going on and who you are and what you're bringing us, what you're doing for us. So, I'm happy. So,
Thank you for the
claps
support.
already.
Thank you.
Tom, tell us about you, right? So you traditionally you were a corporate fellow, I should say. Um and you kind of ventured off into your own realm of entrepreneurship, right?
That's correct. Yes. So essentially, working in corporate America about 20 plus years, working from customer service, working up the ranks to management in different positions, work in various industries as well, from tech to retail to industrial, telecom, the gamut, all still within the same core skill sets of some type of customer service, account management skills, and working in corporate America uh, in my age range, it was always a little challenging because for various reasons. One, there was never really any one that I could correlate or identify with that was either part of the community or that I felt that I could relate to on a peer-to-peer basis. I had coworkers, I had colleagues, but never just that person that I could have that more authentic conversation with. And so
Mm,
I started realizing that there was a gap and a lack of resources, lack of kind of peer-to-peer connections within the community for me as well as my circle. And so that's
mhm.
when I originally started trying to figure out, well, what can I do? I am that connector. I'm that person that always likes to try and fill in the gaps, come up with solutions to try and problem solve whatever's going on in life and in my corporate environment as well. And so I started trying to figure out maybe I would host some events, monthly events. Working in corporate America, we always had a great time every first Friday of the month. And when I first
Mhm.
mentioned it to people within my community, they're like, "What's a first Friday?" And I had to remember that that was definitely more of the heterosexual realm. And so I wanted to
Mm,
incorporate something that kind of gave us that experience of getting together once a month. It did not have to be a club, but a little bit more upscale. And so
mhm.
essentially,
Mhm.
it was thinking about that. And then I realized as well, there's no web place that provides resources. There's nothing that
True.
I could see that I could identify with, or I would love to go and find out additional information. And so once I kind of figured out the gaps, I said, okay, well, what's the solutions? And so figuring that out, I had to decide, okay, what's the name of my brand? What's the name of my company? What um, identifies the goal that I'm trying to create? And I always try to go
Mhm.
back to something that's relevant or that correlates with the cause or the mission that I'm trying to solve. And so I thought about it from started looking up African words that may correlate,
Mhm.
pull back from roots.
Mhm.
And I came up with Ebane. Ebane is actually an indicative word which means safety, security, love that you would find in a home. And I felt like that was so perfect for what I was trying to curate. And then I thought
Yeah.
about just adding man to it because that is my clientele, that's my target audience. And so that is how Ebane Man was curated.
I love it. I
Thank you.
love it.
Thank
I
you.
love
So
it.
essentially, it just means a community of Black gay men.
Yes. I love that.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, and it's I love that you branded yourself the connector, because oftentimes there's that fear of stepping out front, making the connection essentially. I mean, because depending on who and how you have to make that connection, it could be received in a way that you don't necessarily intend it, or
Mhm.
um, you might not garner the support that you want, you know. So and it takes me back to when I started in corporate America. There was no representation. There was no, and if
Exactly.
you did see someone that you figured was, it was always, oh, well, don't spill my tea. Don't don't let the
Yes.
cat out of the bag,
Right.
because essentially that was stopping us from promotions. It was stopping us from being seen for projects or special assignments,
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I will say that through, um, even with what you're doing, I've seen a shift that has happened, and you're a part of that shift. So I
Thank
want to
you.
say thank you.
No, thank you.
It's amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
and if you have not already, family, stop by the website. Everything you can think of. I mean, I've seen travel and leisure. I've seen, oh gosh, uh, uh,
Politics.
everything.
Yeah.
It's
Politics, health and
politics,
wellness. Anything that
business.
focuses on the lifestyle. Yes. Yes.
Yes. So any component of our lifestyle you've been able to capture in one place for us. And it's so meticulously thought out and curated, I have to say. And it gives you that good feeling, like this is what I need.
Right.
It
This
gives
is
you
what I want
class.
to hear.
It's what
Right. Love that. Thank you.
like uh, um I made a joke. I'm like, well, when I very first discovered Ebanman, I went to the site, and my husband was watching, or he was with me. He was watching television. And then I randomly asked, "Can you fix me some wine?" He was like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "I need to go through this website." And he's like, "You need wine to go through the website?" I'm like, "Well, look at the website. Like, it's an experience. What are you saying?"
And that is so key because that is one of our things that we love. We want to create an experience. Yes.
I
Love that.
love it.
Love that. Thank
Yes.
you for that. Love. Thank you.
How did you come up with the plan to, I guess, have the sections that you have within the site? Did you just decide to start little, or you said, these are all the things we need, let's make it happen?
I am a person that always looks at the uh, elephant. So I see the elephant in anything I design. And so I always have to have people that I have that conversation with me like, okay, slow down. You need to just take one piece at a time. And through the
Mhm.
years, the team has evolved. People have come in, people have gone, people have come in, and people have gone. But honestly, I have always been fortunate to make great connections with the team. Joshua Luke, back when I originally kind of got started, was my VP. He was very instrumental in making sure that we covered all the bases. Jairus
Mhm.
Madison, who has passed away, amazing creative director that was on our team that actually designed the look and aesthetic that you currently see
Mhm.
today on the website. And so
Wow.
I approached him for that reason because his website, the content, the aesthetics that he had was so on par with the level that I was trying to bring our website to. Perez
Mm.
Harrison Pratt, extremely extremely important component within the Ebanman brand as well. He also helped in terms of being the author for the coffee table book that we curated, making sure that all of the profiles that you see, his Perez Pratt as well as Phil Esteem, was very instrumental in creating that. So again, going back, I never look at myself as the only person doing it. It has always been a team, and we're always looking for other individuals to join us as well.
I love that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. And what I really truly love is that as we take these steps to come forward and expand visibility to the community or amplify those voices in the community, we're creating opportunities for the community as well.
Yes. Yes.
And I think sometimes we forget about that. Through that support that we receive, we're able to bring people along and help them in their journeys and help them grow as we grow. It's like,
Creating a nucleus. Yes. Yep.
yes, yes,
Yes.
yes. I love that.
Yep. Exactly.
So speaking of Perez, so Perez is the author and the coffee table book Representation Matters. I'm so excited about it. Yes. And I already know exactly where it's going. I'm gonna have a moment. Do you hear me? I'm ready.
Thank you.
So, how did the concept of Representation Matters happen? How did you start it?
Great
Or how
question.
was it started?
So, um, Perez and I have been curating these interviews, these dossiers, these profiles of amazing Black gay men. And you see it
Mm-hmm.
on Instagram, you see it on our social channels, but once it's on there, it's kind of just there. It's on our website, it's kind of just there. And so we wanted to figure out a way to curate something that was a little bit more tangible, something
Mm-hmm.
that a viewer, a client, someone could actually have something that they could showcase. We wanted
Mm-hmm.
something that elevated the experience, that coincided with the brand and the experience, as you stated earlier, we want to convey
Mm-hmm.
in terms of elevating the look and the feel of the community. And so I
Mm-hmm.
thought about how about creating a coffee table book. I did some
Mm-hmm.
research. There are a few out there, and I kind of did comparables to see what was out there versus what we wanted to curate.
Mm-hmm.
We did take on a large project. We interviewed 43 individuals, actually 44 with one ally, and
Mm-hmm.
the book is 376 pages of absolutely beautiful content. These
Mm.
individuals are so authentic in their voice, so authentic in their conversation with us, and it really resonated with not only myself, like, of course, being a little transparent, shedding a tear on a few of them because I'm just sitting here like, wow, we actually were able to curate this experience, and hopefully other people that are in the book or looking at the book will kind of get that feeling as well. It's so
Yes.
interesting. This gentleman on TikTok, he was an interior designer, and one of the things he said was, he said, I am so tired of going into homes and every home has a Tom Ford coffee table book on it. He said,
Oh.
there's so many coffee table books, and he said, I want to go into someone's home and it resonates and it feels like it's their home. And that's the
Mm-hmm.
other component. We wanted to make sure that if you walked into a Black gay man's home and you saw our coffee table on his table and you open it and you look through it, you would get a perspective of not only that individual, but of the community as well. And so that's what we
Yes.
looked at. We wanted something that people could give away as a gift for a wedding, anniversary, birthday, something that definitely people felt like this is something that I could give to my family member, my colleague, my
Mm-hmm.
coworker that is part of the community, and they would really appreciate this.
Yes, yes. And it's something of value. It's
Thank you. Thank
something
you. Yes.
that uplifts and inspires and all these amazing things. Like and not knocking. I mean, I know that sometimes we can be, sexual beings, but it doesn't always have to be a nasty book on the table. Like
Exactly. Exactly.
give me something that's going to enrich me. Like, so I love that.
Yeah. And it's so funny that you mentioned that. On the website, we always have tried to shy away from anything that was too overtly sexual, anything that showed too much body,
Mhm.
because we wanted to stay in our lane. I also
Mhm.
looked at that in terms of doing the book as well. I wanted to make
Mhm.
sure that it was not that stereotypical, sexually overt type of experience when you're flipping through the book, because you just never know
Mhm.
who's going to flip through the book. You may take this book to one of your colleagues at work, and you want to be able to
Mhm.
show them, like, this is the community I'm familiar with.
Mhm. I will be honest, having a son and he's 6 now, I'm not afraid to have this book
Awesome. Thank you.
here, with him present
Hmm.
and exploring and trying to read better, you know? As
Yes,
a matter of fact, I want him to see more things like this.
that's
But
awesome.
and it's not to knock anybody who or judge anybody who
Oh, of course.
does
Right.
prefer
Hmm.
something,
Of
a
course.
little raunchier.
Hmm.
Hey, it's a part of who we are essentially, but it's not the only part. That's the
That
thing.
part. Yes. Correct.
Yes. So that's amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, all right. So with the book, right? So there
Hmm.
are 43 stories essentially.
Yes.
Um, explain how the book is laid out, and I cannot wait to hear you explain this because I love it. I'm just saying.
Um, so when we first curated the book, we had to come up with a name, and I love the fact of representation matters, because it
Hmm.
really showcase and conceptualize the entire book. The entire book is
Hmm.
actually supposed to take you on a journey of different sectors of our community as well as the Black community. There's
Hmm.
sections of a seat at the table and the importance of having a seat at the table, leaving a legacy, so important of leaving a legacy. Black Boy Joy, showing positivity within our community. Black gay dad, black gay man showing love to his daughter, showing love in his relationship. We have Amen. Amen is about the black gay priest that are within the community. My
I'm gonna
brother's
get up here
keeper,
right.
my brother's keeper is
I'm
so
gonna get up
important
around.
in terms of the doctors, in terms of the people that are out there that help us.
Yes.
Advocacy and pride is about individuals that we have being showcased in Ghana. There's a gentleman that's based in South Africa as well that we are showcasing
Hmm.
in the book. So it's not just within the US. We have individuals that are based in London. We have individuals that are based in Germany, Canada. So we wanted to make it a global experience. And the way it
Yes,
was laid out,
because
again, going back, not only do we have various sections in there, but we also wanted to take you on a journey of experience. So also throughout the book, there's different quotes and different sayings that correlate with the different sections that are in the book.
I love that.
Thank
I will admit, I almost ran out of the room right now, just now. Like,
you.
I want to say, preach. Yes, that's what we need. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh gosh, I love it. Oh my gosh. So, in those individuals that were selected for
Mhm,
the book,
mhm.
you had an ally.
Yes.
What was the importance of having an ally to display in the book and share the story of?
Great question. And so, this being our first project, a lot of it was evolved as things happened. When we initially reached out to this individual, we reached out under the assumption that the individual was part of the community.
Mm,
When
mm-hmm,
we finally approached the individual, had a conversation, we found out no, that they're just an ally. And having a conversation with, again, Perez, the author, he said, you know what? Let's put him in there, because I felt like that was a great component. We always love to figure out a bridge, that, again, connection, that gap. And this
mm-hmm,
individual was so authentic in his conversation of why he's such an ally, the importance of allyship, and how we all should view from a different perspective. And he came
mm-hmm,
across this, for lack of a better word, revelation from having a connection with one of his friends. And so
mm-hmm,
we felt like, and that's actually the last section of the book. So we build the book up all the way to the point of the allyship. And we're so honored that the individual was comfortable with having the conversation in the book. and open to whatever questions we may ask. So again, going back, it was so instrumental and so important. But again, it was one of those things of it wasn't expected, but it was a
Mhm.
great expectation on the end.
I love it. I love it. Question for you.
Hmm.
With this individual sharing their story and having this piece be such a crucial part of the book, what are you hoping other Black heterosexual men take away from reading this or experiencing at least just that section?
I love that. So first of all, I want Black men to first just appreciate the um, the presence, the beauty, the resilience, the authenticity of just another Black man being comfortable in their skin. That's number one.
Hmm.
Because a lot of
Mm-hmm.
times, I think they approach us with uncertainty because we're not certain and sure within ourselves. If you've ever noticed,
Mm,
a Black straight man or a Black man outside the community is not really going to, for lack of a better word, disrespect or go against a gay man who they feel is comfortable in their skin. They're not going to back down. If you're going to approach them in a certain way, they're going to um, handle themselves and handle you appropriately. So I want them to be able to take a look at the book, take a look at the individuals, and look at them that these are individuals that are comfortable in their skin. Appreciate the
mhm,
conversation. As you stated earlier, there is nothing in there in terms of sexual overtones that may intimidate or make someone feel comfortable with opening the book. I've
mhm,
had my brother, as well as some other individuals that are outside of the community, go through the pages of the book. And they actually told me, they said, this is a really nice book. I would feel comfortable with having this book in my home. It's a great, again,
mhm.
going back on the title, a great representation of the spectrum within the community.
Yes, yes. I do have, brothers and
Hmm.
and cousins who I can say are allies, but I think that a piece like this, it only helps to strengthen
Hmm.
the support that they give because how do I want to put it? There's no threat.
Right.
And generally speaking, there never really is a threat. And I'll be honest, sometimes, some of us may have, and it's no judgment, some of us may have opportunities, we'll call them,
Hmm.
with showing up better and not taking on the challenge of securing the trade or whatever have you.
Hmm.
But um, essentially, it when you hit the nail on the head, when you respect yourself, when you have that confidence within yourself and that security in your skin, you're going to be received as such. And
Yes.
in that, there's no threat. There's only, like you said, love for the beauty of this Black man, regardless of what he prefers, being authentically himself.
Hmm. Yes.
So I love that.
Yeah. We want to get to the
I love
point where that part is so irrelevant. And
Yeah.
honestly, it is. And that's looking through the pages of the book. That was the whole purpose. When people are flipping through the book, unless it is overtly specified, you on some pages cannot tell whether this man is a part of the community or not.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm. I love that. I love that. How long did it take to have the finished product?
So first of all, I take my hat off to anyone that has ever written a book, that has ever gone through the process. This was a endeavor, truly an endeavor. We had so many, um, we had hurdles. Let's just say we had hurdles, and I'll just leave it at hurdles. We had so many hurdles, but we always kept our eye on the prize. And our eye on that prize was making sure that we provided a pristine presentation of the community. And going
Mhm.
back to your original question, it actually took a year and some months So a six,
Okay.
4 to 6 month project took almost like a year and some months. So yeah, but
Yeah.
we're actually happy with it. We're happy with it. Yes.
I love it. That's you guys. That's your baby.
Yes.
You wanted to make sure it was right.
Truly was my baby. Yes.
I love it. So deciding on the cover, it strikes me as classy, not requiring too much, but letting you know like this is what you're getting. So how did you come to the cover, or how many changes did you make to it?
Great question. So this is the second. The first one was putting a collage of photos on the cover.
Mm-hmm.
And we felt like that would take away from the inside of the book because that's the more important, it's what's inside of the book. The cover
Mm,
to me is kind of a gateway. It's that that hole in the door, that window into the community, and so that's why we left the simplicity, the classiness, as you stated, of the cover. The cover is simple. It's clean. It has that pristine feel that when you see this on the table, it intrigues you because all there
mm-hmm.
is a name. And a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people are drawn sometimes to the name because they just want to figure out the appropriate pronunciation. And so once you open the
That's
book and you flip through the pages, we hope that they get it, that the cover is just simple. It's all about the
yeah.
individuals that are within the book. Great question. Thank you.
I love it. I love it. A dossier of Black gay men,
Yes.
right? In the
Yes.
next 5 years, what are two goals that you have, personal goals that you have?
Personal goals. Ooh,
Yes.
you are going in. I love it. Personal goals. I would really love to see myself on an island somewhere.
Okay.
Just taking it easy, loving the fact that the brand itself has achieved certain goals. It has become one of those conversation pieces within the community, within homes, making sure that the goal of elevating not only the community but the experience, as well
Mm-hmm.
as the individuals outside the community, they can look at Ebanman as a name and as a brand and and identify with uh, what it stands for, what we stand for. Um,
Mm-hmm.
that would
Mm-hmm.
be ideal goals for me. Ideal goals for me.
Got it.
Thank you.
And I asked that question because to love Ebane Man and to really take in the brand for what it is, sometimes some people need that peek behind the curtain to see who is the person that had the passion to do this, because we know, those of us who've tried things and have tried to accomplish, we know it's not easy a lot of times to make things like this happen, especially big things like this. So who is the guy with all this passion? Who is the guy that's making this work? Who is the guy that's trying to give this to us? I mean, we want to see him, hear him. We want to thank him. So I don't know. Sometimes I like to weave in a few personal questions, not too personal, but
Got it. Thank you.
just to give people, a peek behind the curtain.
And I'm working on this. This is definitely not in my wheelhouse, but I'm working on this, and I appreciate that. I am that person again who loves to be behind the scenes and pop out. I always make a
Mhm.
joke. I always would like to be like Russell Simmons back in the day when he used to have his comedy show, and he would say, "Thank you all for coming out. Have a good night,"
Mhm.
and that was it.
And that was it.
That was it.
I love that. And I will admit, I'm an introvert. Well, I don't know if I can still say I'm an introvert because through this platform, I've had to pull myself out.
Yes.
So I take it day by day.
Yes. Yes. And you do.
You have to,
Yeah.
especially when it's something that you're passionate about, and it's something that you really see the value in.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yes.
mean, you're gonna step out and, like you said, pop out and make it happen, you know?
Yes. Correct. Correct. Yes. You have to. Yeah. And my team would get on me all the time. I was the elephant in the room. I was the individual that people always wanted to see, and I would say, well, there's a lot of corporations out there where you have no idea who the CEO is. And they're like, but that's not
Mhm.
what we want you to do. You need to be on social media. You need to do this. And again, being a little transparent, as I would explain to them, and most people that are in the arena of being a caregiver, you don't have that flexibility. And it's not as if
True.
you are a world traveler or you're going to all these amazing places. You have one responsibility, and that's your
This is
responsibility.
true.
Yep.
This is true. This is true. I love that. Oh, okay. I am a crybaby, so I will cry, but I will say just from this conversation alone, you have this um oh gosh, this presence that it radiates love, compassion. I mean,
Thank you. Thank you.
I almost feel like I want to say don't forget to put yourself first sometimes, but I feel like that itself would probably be against the grain for you because you're
Ah,
used to putting so many people first.
yes. I am a junior. A little backstory as well. I'm a junior, and so my father did it effortlessly on a daily
Yeah.
basis. And if I could ever fill the shoes of that man, that would be a goal. He was
Wow.
after my father was absolutely amazing. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. So, what do we have next for eBay Man?
Ooh, so there's so much on the table for eBay, man. A couple of things. We actually had a app for the community out about 3, 4 years ago, and we've been trying to figure out the kinks to come back out with another app. Again, we still see gaps in the system, gaps in the community, gaps uh, within us that still need to be
Mhm.
solved. And so we are looking to relaunch our app, come out better,
Okay.
stronger, more branded, and the experience that we want to convey. The coffee
Yes.
table book, we're actually in the process of looking at what the next series is. So the coffee table book is a series of 10 coffee table books over the next 10 years. Knock on wood somewhere. Um,
I
so
got you.
essentially, what you will see from eBay Man is again just an evolution of things that elevate the community, showcase the community in different lights, figuring out those gaps and how we can solve them. Yes.
Yes. All right. Um, okay, so I'll ask, how important is this? And this one is it's a bit off, so
Hmm.
hopefully you'll go there with me. How important is this upcoming election for us as Black, gay, or queer men?
Oh, I love this question. Um, I would really expand that upon the community at large. I am becoming more of an avid TikTok watcher. And there
Mm-hmm.
was one TikTok I was watching where they were saying the numbers for, and hopefully I'm repeating this correctly, the number of transgender individuals is about 70% that do not get out and vote. And I thought
Mm,
that number was extremely high. And so I feel that within our community, regardless of what letter of the alphabet you fall upon within that spectrum within the community, we all are brothers and sisters of each other. And we all need to figure out a
mm-hmm.
way for every single one of us to get out and vote. Um,
Mm-hmm.
we know the two different parties involved, we know what each party brings to the table. And
Mm-hmm.
I know what side of the table I think we should be on, and I know what side of the table that I'm going to be on. And I think that if we're not on a certain side of the table, there will be a lot of changes that we currently are seeing taking away. Look at Florida, look at
Yes.
Texas. These are
Yes.
prime visual examples of what the future could look like if not every single one of us grabbed each other by the hand and made sure that we
Mm-hmm.
went out to the polls and voted. So it is very important for us, and I cannot express that enough. It is very important for every single one of us to go and vote. Great question.
Yes. Yes. So I made myself a promise that, and I initially tried to stay away from politics and casting, I guess, my opinion, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
But then I realized, okay, this is bigger than just me,
Yes.
so I need to start opening up the conversations. I need to figure out how I can be more involved because, like you said, for the many reasons that our trans brothers and sisters don't vote, they don't. And what we need to do is help to create that bridge to get them there. Whatever we need to do, we need to show up because, in the end, although we're all different, we are all on that same boat where these basic human rights are essentially being stripped away
Stripped
from us, or
away,
they're trying to strip them away.
being chipped away piece by piece. And I
Yes.
love the fact that this is, I would say, one of the first elections where not
Hmm.
only the community is coming together, meaning the Black community, the white community is also
Hmm.
stepping up and coming together. So I really look
Yes.
at this as a resounding revolution of we are all tired. We do not want
Yes.
to go backwards. The only direction we want to go in is forward, and that's walking hand
Hmm.
in hand. So, no, I totally
Yes.
agree.
Yes. Oh, I love that.
Yes.
I'm glad you participated in that question. I know I didn't get to share with you in advance that I'd be asking
Oh,
a
no, I love
question.
it.
So,
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yes. It is so important.
oh, oh gosh. So, is there anything else we should know about Ebanman that you want to share now? And it could be an exclusive, or it could be whatever you want to share.
Um,
Anything else?
I think I would only say that we appreciate all the support that individuals have given us over the years. There's been times when I've went to different cities or different states, and individuals that may have seen me, or I've had a table up and they realized it was eBay man, and they came over and wanted to thank me for, because again, as you stated, I'm so much in back scenes that you never really know what a quote, you never really know sometimes what a image, you never really know what a profile means to someone until someone comes up to you and say thank you for what you are doing. And the only thing you can think of is, wow, I'm honored that you think of it like that, because for me, it's a passion. It's something that I just feel is needed. So for people to really
Mm-hmm.
appreciate it, it shows that there's a purpose behind that passion as well. And
Mm-hmm.
so for
Mm-hmm.
me, again, thank everyone that has been so supportive. Anyone that is interested, they can definitely go on to our website at ebayman.com. Take a look around at all the various articles and information. You can also take a look at the coffee table book as well. And if you're interested in purchasing it, again, thank you so much for the support.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And make sure you subscribe too.
Yes, make sure you subscribe
Make sure
too.
you
Thank
subscribe.
you. Thank you.
I love it. Well, Tom, I appreciate you. I'm so very thankful for everything that you're doing. You're an amazing spirit, and I'm happy that I'm able to take on sharing you from my perspective with the world too. I think that it's only up from here, and I think we all need to see what's going on. So if you have not already, like I said before, stop by the website. The link will be in the description, ebaneman.com, and make sure you support. You know the impacts when we show up and show out. So make sure you show up and show out. And as we support, we can grow. So,
Thank you so much. Yes, thank you. Thank you.
yes. So, again, everybody, Tom Logan, I thank you for joining us for this episode. Tom, we will see you back on the show,
I
hopefully.
hope so. Thank
So,
you. I've enjoyed this. I've really enjoyed this. Thank you.
that is amazing. Aw. Well, thank you. All right, you guys, we'll see you soon. Thanks for joining.
Take care. Thank you, everyone.